Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus one more time, and I'm here to serve you in the area of sharing some information from that power that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't feel, but the evidence is all about us. Listen to this. How would you feel if I told you that we are in the jungle now? The jungle. You know what conjures up in your mind when you start talking about in the jungle? In the jungle, that's where there's a lack of civilization. At least civilization that we understand. They got something going on in there, you can bet. But it's foreign to us. And when you walk into that jungle, you can expect anything. And lo and behold, before you know it, anything happens. And so when I think about this earth being a jungle, it's like all over the earth, all over the globe, there is the same type of situation that's going on. Always, it's like sometimes it's the underbedding, and sometimes it's on top. But it's something that's going on constantly that keeps peace absent, keeps the joy of life basically absent, or if it exists, is always under threat. Here, so I can understand if someone said, well, I want to go down to earth, I can fix that, I want to go down and be a part of that, I want to go out and straighten that garden out, I want to go into that jungle and weed out the weeds and separate all those the separate things and put them in their place that allows them to glory. And you come down and you get overwhelmed with the weeds. So I'm saying basically for those of you who haven't given too much thought about why you are on this earth, you just walk around every day existing, waiting till the end comes. But most of you have some thought about the process and the end, but you focus on the information that we have been given, the information that they've wanted us to know. See, when we go through the educational system, they teach us that information that they want us to know. Now, they don't teach us all of the information. As you can tell, sometimes they say we got to dark stuff out so and black it out so you can't see. Certain things we have to dot. So you just can't see it. Anybody just can't see it unless you got the right. Or when you're talking about information, they say, do you have the need to know? If you don't, then you won't. That means you don't know everything. So don't you try to argue with anybody that knows everything. Don't even try to argue with anybody that knows more than you know. So you just wasted your time. He is wasting his time arguing with you. Because if you don't know, you don't know. You don't know. So you just going as if you know, even though you don't know. So here we are in the middle of this jungle. So what am I basically trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen? I'm saying to you, when we think about the crisis in our societies every day, now that we got them, we see people with signs protesting, we see people out on strike, you see people living in ghettos, you see people on street signs saying, help me. You see people getting locked up, going to jail. You see cops killing people. You see people killing people. You see all of these things happening around you. And you got to ask yourself what's going on. You just got to ask yourself what's going on. And you really can't come up with no answers based upon what they've been teaching you. They've been teaching you to be ignorant to the facts of life, on the one hand. On the other hand, they tell you really what's going on. They use that to extract money out of you because you can't believe that, and at the same time you do believe it, but you don't see that, so it got to be just worth getting your attention so you can pay those bucks to go to the movies. And a lot of times they do. For instance, if you refer back to your history books about how this nation came into being, they give you a pretty good example about the struggles that they had to initially go through. Now, when they came to this nation, they told you about the people that were here. They told you about how you tried to work together. I think that's where Thanksgiving came up, having something to do with that. Well, if you ever go back and watch movies, maybe movie westerns, something like How the West Was Won, stuff like that, they show you some stuff that they don't teach you in the books. And when they refer to it in the books, they give you some type of analogy, they give you some type of picture that makes it okay, it makes it normal. Even I. And so you go ahead on that they accept that, that's the way it is. Now when you look at these movies, they show you how they lied, how they deceived, how they maneuvered. They show you just exactly how they destroyed the natives of this land, took their land. They show you that in the movies, but because you've been to school, you saw that on the movie as fictitious, and that in the book as being real. Yet, in reality, the natives are in that position that is reflected in the movies, not in the one that's in the book. But you haven't connected the dots yet. You remember they talk about, and I'm talking to all of you Americans now. I want you to understand some things that you don't even know about, let alone trying to understand them. You think about natives, and that story that I've just shared with you. But that's just the beginning. Well, I can't even say it's the beginning, but it's a part of the beginning. Then let's look at the slaves. A whole group of people just turned into slaves for the benefit of somebody else. Somebody who said they were more important, deserved more, special, all of these kinds of things. And they forced these people into slavery, separated them from their families like you take a puppy, a dog, have some babies, and now you scatter them all over the community, all over the community because everybody want one of them. You might even sold them. They're black people just like that. Boop, 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 boop. All over. Got them to work to build a nation while you celebrated. And when they rebelled because they were kind of fed up with it, they didn't want to take it anymore, they were called terrorists. The same way the natives who fought back, they were called savages. Savages, ladies and gentlemen, for trying to protect what they were losing, what they needed, what had served them well. Now someone was taking it. They became savages. And others became terrorists. You don't know that. I remember coming from the slave era. Before I knew about it, I had understood, I had seen how the natives were abused, but based upon my education, it made it okay because I profited from it. I thought, until I ran across my own education about myself and found out I was just like the natives. So I was celebrating what happened to me and didn't know it. But there was always somebody benefiting from stuff like this. You didn't know that. They don't teach you that. And even when you go to church, they don't teach you a way to comprehend that and how to deal with it. I mean, that stuff is ludicrous, ladies and gentlemen. And then just think about this. Think about, something maybe many of you haven't heard of, but economic hitmen. You don't have a need to know about that. But that's how governments operate when they operate within their own sphere, meaning you left out. They go into other countries that are weaker, make deals with them, the same kind of deals they made with the natives. Because not that they're trying to teach these people what they tell us, they're trying to teach them to be democratic and stuff like that, because, ours is even a facade. But they go there, as Donald Trump has proven, as he's stating today, we'll forget the people, but we'll protect the oil. So that brings economic hitmen straight to the point of what it's all about. So you get a chance to get a clear picture of what is actually going on in this country and why the world is in the position and condition that it is today, terror and war and all these kinds of things. We get a chance to really see it, to really understand it. But somebody got to be able to bring you to the forefront of it. You see, because too many of us who are disgusted with the evils that we do know of that are being perpetrated against us and other people, but do nothing about it. We just keep thinking that somebody else is going to come along. And then somebody else come along and fix up some old lie. And because we are not willing, we don't want to go that far, so these guys make us think they're a little bit less than that. And we ourselves are not willing to go all the way to do the right thing, so we accept this in-between stuff. Stay in that middle ground that allows the stuff to continue. And this, my friends, is one of the reasons why I'm here constantly talking to you all the time. Is because the creator of the universe knows that you don't know the truth. They know the powers that exist that are responsible for humans being on earth. They know how ignorant we are. But because of their compassion and understanding of our situation, every now and then, they'll touch somebody. They'll cause a miracle to happen somewhere so somebody can get up and tell the story of the miracle. The man who couldn't walk had a story of how my power made him walk. The man who couldn't talk did the same thing. Who couldn't see did the same thing. Who couldn't hear did the same thing. These people got up singing a song about the joy that had come into their lives. And when somebody gets up saying freedom, freedom is just as beautiful as walking and talking and seeing. Now you're free to experience the fullness of those eyes and those hands and those feet. Now you understand the truth. Now you can live because you're engaged in the process. You know that the white man or the Americans or the Russians or Putin or any of those guys are just like you that are deceiving other folks and willing to take their lives. Well, then if you want to be free, you've got to be willing to give up your life before you become a slave. And this, my friends, as far as I'm concerned, is the whole message that God is trying to bring to the earth. Before you give in to the lying, the cheating, the stealing, the some got, the some don't, hatred, bigotry, and racism and all that kind of stuff, then walk according to the path of truth, and your dreams will be fulfilled. What do you think these hate groups about? White nationalism, KKK. It's telling you something. It's telling that you're living in hell. The question is what you're going to do about it. And if you had to answer, you'll say, I don't know. You're looking for somebody to tell you, but you want to only accept that which you have been taught is acceptable. That's why you accepted Trump, because he was white. You accepted him because I guess he got blue eyes, I don't know. And I guess his hair used to be blonde, I don't know. But he pretended as if he was rich. And you have been taught that is the sign. There's no way in heaven, they tell you. Or should I say, the other way. There's no way in hell a black man, broke as anybody is broke economically, financially, can stand up and tell you anything about the truth. That's what you've been taught. And so the master sends a black man with no money to stand up and tell you the truth. You turn a deaf ear, talking, call him a fool, laughing in it. How dare he? Who is he? Why? And you turned around and voted for what you thought I was. But that ain't, I'm still here. And today, it is more obvious than yesterday that you are definitely in need. And the message that I bring to you is still genuine. The thing of it is this: are you deserving? Now, apparently God still thinks that you're deserving. That's why I'm standing here constantly, ladies and gentlemen. I know you get tired of seeing these Those of you who subscribe to me, I know you're tired of seeing these videos popping so much. But there are so many people in this world who don't understand any of this. They are locked up in a fence just like cows and hogs and pigs and don't even know it. Think they live it. They have no concept of God except what they've been allowed to think, allowed to believe, and rewarded for sticking to it a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what you say. When the sun rises, I don't care how dark it was at night, I guarantee you the light is shining. And even in the darkest night, sometimes when it seems like you can't get no kind of light, you just hold on. And you'll see the moon creeping through. You see, whatever the light comes on, the darkness is exposed. All that stuff you could not see. When the light comes on, there it is. There it is. You know, you heard that expression, they don't want to come out till it's night. They don't want to come out until the light goes out. Then they can do all the little things and try to hide. But as soon as that light comes on, they scatter. Why are they scattering? Why do they say, I don't want you to go to the Congress and give out this information? Why do they hide them and say you're forbidden to do this? Why do they do that? You can guarantee yourself this. If it was something that they were proud of, they would walk into these situations with their chest stuck out. They would walk into these situations with their heads up high. Now, don't you be no fool. You know darn well these crooks are crooks, and you know everything that they're being charged with, they've done it, and even worse. But don't you think that you're more than them, because we as American citizens and citizens of the world allow these same things to happen every day. I know we've taught ourselves and thought we are better than others. We thought they are low down and dirty, but we're just as low down and dirty as they are. We thinking about the people sitting over here that was at these borders trying to escape the poverty and the crime and stuff. And because some people were saying it was okay, and you want to look down at them, look in Africa, look in India, look in other places where people are going through the same things but don't have the availability to try to escape like these guys do. Sometimes they might be so overly oppressed that there seems to be helplessness. But we go around every day like it's okay. California is burning up right now. Yes, a lot of rich people's homes are being burned down. These people are people just like us. Sure, a lot of them have money, a lot of them have insurance, but a lot of them don't. And even if they do, these things are going to take time. These people are going to have to go through some pain and suffering. So, what are we thinking? You know what we're saying? Thank God it wasn't our neighborhood. Thank God it wasn't our state. Yeah, thank God about that, ladies and gentlemen, but you got to get busy to take care of what else is going on. The problem is what you will find in the system that we live in today, it's going to take some time. In fact, California might just be treated just like Puerto Rico. It just might, under the system that we live under. But I guarantee you, if the light was shining to you like it is me, that crap would end, baby. Because this earth, at least America to start, will become like paradise. It will be our heaven. We're not thinking about dying, going to some place. We're going to build it right here while we got blood running through our veins, while we got an ability to understand, when we can see it with our own eyes. We don't want nobody telling us about what somebody dreamed. We want to see it. And the only way we can see it is to build it. And the only way we can build it is to want it. And if we want it, we'll see it. Put that stuff together and we'll live it. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this your time. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus, and I want to take this moment to say goodbye